A very good morning to all student members who are gathered here. Today we are in the module number 2, Strategic Management under Principles of Management. In the previous lecture, we saw about basic importance and need of planning in Principles of Management. Now today, in continuation to module 1, we are going to start module 2, Basic Importance of Strategic Management in a organization platform. So we are going to see here what are the different types of strategic formulation are framed out to run the business environment more successfully in order to achieve the maximum objectives as expected by considering both internal external factors of the organization. Let us go to the outline directly. So this is the sequence of plan we are supposed to present today. So what do you mean by a strategy according to the principles of management? What are the main purpose required for formulating the strategy? Let us see the objectives of strategy. Then followed by that, we will go to the problem meaning or definition. First one, strategy is considered to be an art as well as science in order to predict the existing situation of the business organization. Strategy requires a lot of thinking, creative skills. So, in that way, it is considered as science as well as art in order to predict the existing situation of the business organization. Strategy means identifying the potential challenges and how we are going to tackle those potential challenges by formulating the goal or objective for the business environment. How we are going to formulate the business goal depending on the available resource within the organization ecosystem. Now, next comes the general meaning. What do you mean by a strategy? A business strategy can be defined as the future course of action, including the specification of resources required to achieve the specific objective of the organization. So the strategy which defines about the future prediction of the company and what are all the various decision making uh, aspects we need to consider in order to allocate the resource of the company to achieve the specific objective as a long-term vision or a plan. Strategy can be considered in three levels. It can be classified as three levels: corporate strategy, business strategy, and operational strategy. So, according to the few management philosophers, they have defined the term strategy as per their own perception. Let us see. So, Gluck, Caspar Gluck, he has defined strategy as more comprehensive, common, and integrated in nature in order to achieve the advantages as well as the challenges of the firm. As per Alfred, strategy is considered to be determining the long-term vision or a long-term goal. Accordingly, the organization has to adapt depending on the long-term plan in order to carry out the business objectives. What are the general features of strategy? Who will formulate the strategy? The top management responsibility. Also, their responsibility is to allocate the vast amount of resources to run the organization in a successful manner. Strategy formulation will have a long impact for continuing the prosperity of the firm. A strategy management is considered to be a future goal-oriented plan. It involves a lot of multi-dimensional or multifunctional business people to work in a team. It also considers the external factors in the business ecosystem. Now let us see the three different types of strategy that has been constructed in the form of a pyramid. So the topmost hierarchy is corporate strategy. Next comes the business strategy, and lowermost part of the pyramid is functional strategy. Let us see all the three in the next consecutive information. First one is a corporate strategy. Here, the top level management has to think about the organization policy with a vision of determining where the company wants to be in future. There are two main aspects. One is formulation of strategy and strategy implementation. These two things are taken care under the corporate level. The major thing they have to involve in restructuring the business or business structure as well as the financial policies related to the organization, everything which comes under this level. Business level strategy. Here, the main primary concern is what product or service we are going to develop and at what price it is going to be offered in order to meet out the customer needs and requirement. So, decision taken at this level involving policies for new product development, research and development, marketing mix, recruitment of staff members for promoting the product to the next level. All such things requires decision making in every areas in order to promote the business level strategy as a more worthwhile one. The business level strategies are formulated by aligning with corporate level strategy. The corporate level strategy will tell about only the business values and ethics. So according to that, we have to formulate the business level strategy for the specific market for operating the company products and service in a much effective manner. Last one is functional strategy. Functional strategies involves decision making with respect to various functional areas like marketing, production, personal and finance, etc. The first two type of strategy formulation concerned with doing the things more effectively, whereas functional strategy highly stress upon doing the right things. Because in functional strategy, we are going to organize and schedule various activities at the plant level as well as at the sales level. So we have to do at the right moment in the right time. Functional strategy is considered to be the most important level for the whole entire organization. If you do not plan well in corporate level as well as business level, it indirectly show adverse effect in functional strategy level. Now let us come to an understanding what do you mean by a strategy management. The strategy management which tells about the long-term plan or a long-term performance of a corporation. It involves environmental scanning, strategy formulation and implementation in order to achieve the organizational goal. The study of strategy management involves monitoring, evaluating the external opportunities and threats through SWOT analysis, identifying the strength and weakness of the business system. What are the steps involved in strategy management? So let us see all the 4 steps, the next future consecutive information. First one is setting up the strategic intent. So here the company has to thorough with the vision, mission and the policy objectives at different level. A vision statement is nothing but a long-term objective which highly defines how the company has to become in future. Once the vision is formulated, it will be fixed forever. Say for an example, the Microsoft vision statement is to develop a computer software for each and every home on every desk. So this is the long-term vision, a dream of Microsoft. Accordingly, they propose the mission statement. So it tells about the background of the company, who we are, and what type of the products we are promoting in the market, and how we are doing in a better manner. So these things will be described in the mission statement. And it is quite fundamental. The mission of the business is quite fundamental, and it has certain unique purpose to serve the business. Say here, the Microsoft try to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. The next one is objectives. So the business objective should state how the goals are going to be implemented and achieved. So the following are the various areas for setting up the objectives: profit objectives, marketing, as well as production objectives, etc. So this is the first step in strategy formulation. We have to set up a strategic intent with respect to a strong, well-established vision, mission, as well as the business objective. Next one, strategy formulation. So we have to formulate the strategy according to the two factors: environmental factor, another one organizational factors, external and internal environment. So how using SWOT analysis. So how to perform environmental appraisal, studying the existing business competition in the external environment, and what are all the things that are lagging in our system. So how we can able to overcome our competitors. So this thing we will study in environmental appraisal. Whereas internal factor, organizational appraisal, identify the weaker area within the company and try to strengthen the organization ability to achieve the goal. Next one is strategy implementation. So redesigning the structure of the business, process and system. Functional implementation. The strategy implementation includes making of planned decision with respect to the selection of organization structure, and we have to develop the budget plan for realigning or reorienting the business structure, etc. Functional implementation is carried out through various plan and policies in various different areas like marketing, finance, production, personnel and information management, etc. Next one is behavioral implementation. So here we have to mobilize the employee and managers by maintaining strict discipline, commitment, and sacrifice towards work. Operational strategy. It establishes the annual budgets in order to devise the policies and allocate the resource accordingly for the smooth, continuous running of the business. Strategy evaluation and control. That is the last step in the process of strategic management. Strategy evaluation, it is the primary thing. We should know why our ideas sometimes not working well. So in this process, every corporate objectives or activities are closely related to the performance results. We have to have a key monitoring with respect to the actual performance, compare the actual performance with the desired performance, and try to review and find out the gap by implementing the correct strategies in the business ecosystem. The next one, strategy control. In this step, the organization has to determine what to control, which objectives of the organization wants to accomplish, compare the actual with the standard, goal, and finally take the corrective action and review the policies and activities from time to time. So with this, I end my lecture on strategic management. So we will meet in the next module of Principle of Management. Thank you all.